What's up everyone, this is Sam from 64 Wheels, back more diecast, and today we're going to be unboxing Series 3 of the Hot Wheels Neon Speeders line. So I've unboxed both the previous series of these before, and I really like them. I think the car, like the casting choices are good, the liveries are good, and as a bonus, they usually glow pretty well under a black light. So we're going to unbox all of these and then turn off all the lights, take a black light over them, see which ones glow the best if you're into that. Because I have a feeling a couple of these are going to be some real stunners under the black light. Probably the Porsche and the Ford, because I kind of did a little test before and I'm like, okay, it looks like those are going to be our winners. So let's go ahead and go through these. This is an 8-car set. These are available at Walmart, I think Kroger. I don't think I've seen them at Target, but they're available a few places in the United States. I believe they are between the $2.99 and $3.99 range, depending on where you get them. So this is like technically not the silver line, but they're very similarly priced. I think the silver line might be a touch more expensive most places, but so this is like a just under that. It's like, I don't know, it's like that basic plus tier is what I call it. I don't know if it has an actual name, but let's go ahead and check all 8 of these out and then we'll bust them open. So first, we have a very pink Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. This is the newer casting with the metal spoiler. This came out, I believe, in 1999, first editions, and it ran a plastic spoiler up until like a year or two ago. So that is the newer version of that casting. Next up, probably one of my favorite from the line, the McLaren F1 GTR in a nice flat graphite and pink. Just a very good looking car. Next up, just mind-blowing yellow, highlighter yellow, Ford GT, really nice looking car. This one I'm looking forward to getting under the black light for sure. Next up, we have the BMW M3 GT2 in a very almost like papaya orange. So we'll see if that one glows in the dark as well as some of the other like highlighter oranges that we've seen in the line. So number 5, the 16 Mercedes AMG GT3, that awesome AMG race car. This is a casting I like. I like Mercedes. I think this color combination looks good. It does look strikingly similar to the Viper that was in the last one. I feel like it's very similar colorway, but I like it either way. So we're going to bust that one open. 6 of 8, the 15 Dodge Challenger. I couldn't even say it. Hellcat, SRT Hellcat. I like this casting. I like Hellcats in real life. This will be interesting to see too, because I think the green should glow pretty well, and that'll be cool to have that giant Hellcat logo on there. Pretty glowy. So here we have the Corvette C7 Z06, number 7. Again, there's a couple different greens and a couple different variations of the various colors in this set. So some of them glow better than others. So it'll be interesting to see how these do. But I like that this one has taillight and headlight tampos. So that one should be a fun one to open. And lastly, probably my next favorite casting, if not my favorite by the McLaren, the Cadillac ATS VR. I really like this casting. I think it's a good casting. It's well done. And that, I believe, is the orange stripes, like that color orange, are the ones that glow really well under the light. So that one should be a good one to open too. So let's go ahead and put them back in order, and then we'll just open them up 1 to 8. Boom. All right, the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. There's the back of the card if you want to see it. There is the barcode, which is a tiny barcode, actually. It's usually like that tall. And also shout out to my buddy Dayton Diecast, Wyatt, locally. He picked up a few of these for me, so I was able to complete the set. So shout out to him. Always appreciate local buddies that pick up cars and help fellow collectors out. So this line also did not seem to be as hard to find as the silver line. Like some of the silver line cars I still have never seen, but I have come across some of these because I did pick up some of these for the set. So these seem to be a little bit easier to find than some of the silver line cars. And I would probably attribute that to them being the crazy colors, and then like the more classic collectors not wanting, like they don't want a highlighter for GT. They want like the more realistic one. That's probably what I attributed to that. But I like them. I think this car looks good. Super bright. I wouldn't even say bubblegum pink. This is more like Barbie pink. It's just very, very pink. Some graphic, it's got some chips out of the graphic right there, but this is quadruple license. So it's got Porsche, Rotiform, Sparco, and Bilstein on it. So it has a bunch. So this is a pretty nice casting. It's got logoing on it. It does have the plastic headlights, but taillight tampos. It says Porsche on the back. Pretty well done. It's got black wheels. The only thing I don't like about this casting in particular is I wish it was a little bit lower. If it was like kind of slammed or like a little bit, like, you know, how it is on the track, it doesn't ride that high in real life. I think other than that, it looks pretty good, and it's held up for being, what, 25 years old at this point, so not too bad. And since these are all basically mainline plus, they all should roll fairly well. So number 2, is that 2? No, 3. Which one did it? Oh, the McLaren, of course. Number 2, can't forget that one. I really like this casting. I think this is one of the just one of the stars of the line. Anytime this casting comes out, I'll buy it just because, I mean, McLaren F1, it's a legendary car. That LM, the GTR, whatever they are, long tail, all the variations, they just look so cool. And I really, really like that color combo in this one. I think the pink with black just looks like it just pops the pink even more. It almost looks a little sinister in a way, but this does have headlight and taillight tampos. It says McLaren F1, which honestly, better, even though it's not really legible, it's still better than my F1 RLC car was, sadly. So shout out to this line. It's a bang for your buck here. So it has a 1 on the door, a nice pink McLaren, Michelin, Eibach. Again, some double, triple licensing on that one. It's got a dark gray interior. Really good looking car. I like that one. It has pink wheels, but they're definitely not as bright as the wheels on the body. Man, that looks cool. Really, really like that one. Big fan. All right, Ford GT. This is technically what the Ford GT, LM, GTR, R, I don't know what it is. It's like the race version. It's just not a Ford GT, but man, look at the color on this thing. I hope the camera can even pick up like how bright, yeah, it almost looks white. It's so bright yellow, it almost looks white to me, even in real life. It's like my eyes can't even take it in. And when you see the 2, it does have a white line around it. But to me, like when you start to pull it back, like I lose the white in the yellow because it's so bright. But this is cool. It's got full headlight, taillight tampos, Ford GT. It's good. Oh, you can actually read that Ford emblem on the front too. Look at that. That's pretty good. Pretty surprised about that. That looks nice. It's a good casting. It looks good. It's a little bit older at this point, isn't it? When did this come out? 2015, so it's almost 10 years old itself, which is kind of wild, but it's holding up okay. I think if they were designed it today, it would probably be a little bit different, but it's held up okay for how old it is. Man, it's just so bright. I hope it's the brightness of that one is coming through on the camera because it's incredibly bright. It's almost like eye blinding. BMW M3 GT2. Another good casting. This line is stacked full of good castings. There is not a single fantasy casting in it. These are all good cars. Like there's something for everyone in here. So this is like almost like a pale papaya style orange to me. It's not super bright. Like it's just the color off from papaya, I feel like. But again, this one has a nice, it's not nice, but it has a BMW logo. It's got headlight, taillight tampos, BMW logo out back to that huge wing. That looks like the Supra wing off the Fast and the Furious Supra casting. Like that's what it reminds me of, but it does have black on the wing. It's got like a geometric kind of tribal shape. GT2 Michelin. I like that. It does have the tire guy, the Michelin man. Not bad. Ooh, pretty simple, but not terrible. All right, the Mercedes AMG GT3. I like Mercedes in real life. I think they're one of the better looking car companies. I think a lot of the designs they have look good. Even like the little GLB, like the mini electric SUV or hybrid. I don't hate how it looks. I'm not probably a huge fan of like all electric, but I think it looks good. So this casting looks good too. I think that is a printer style tampo for the headlights. Very peppery looking. Let's see. Yep, definitely is. So there's printer style tampos on this one, but then the graphics, like the actual like neon part, those are pad printed. So it looks like they stuck a little bit of both in there. Yeah, because that back right there, those taillights and that AMG are definitely the printer style graphics. But this is cool. It looks very much like the Viper. I might have to pull the Viper out and show you because to me, at least what I'm remembering, it looks very similar. But I like it. I think it looks good. I think it looks like a car that could really exist in like IMSA or something. It's just clean and it looks good. Man, these are going to make such a cool display whenever that, like, if they're 10 series deep in these or releases, we're going to have, what, 80 of these, like, neon cars. It would just make such a cool display, especially if you, like, lit it with blacklight. That would just be super, super rad. Okay, the 15 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Hellcats. All right, let's check this sucker out. Those are printer-style graphics for the headlights. I believe those are pad printed for the side color right there. The Hellcat logo looks decent. I hope it glows because it looks like it does. This one almost looks like it's a different color from the rest of the SRT stuff. I don't know, but it also still does retain the little Hellcat logo on the fender, which is cool. It's got like chrome green wheels. It's got the SRT out back. Those are definitely printer style tampos due to the pixelation on them, but like the little peppering around it, the graphic, whatever you call that, like little, almost like, I don't know what you call that, artifacts. But this is cool. This almost looks rhino lined. Like it looks like it has a texture right there to me a little bit, but flat black, pretty sinister looking. So that we'll have to see how that one glows too, but it rolls pretty well. All right, the Corvette C7 Z06 in a very, very bright green. See, it would have been cool if they did this one in bright yellow, because then it would have been like the C7R. And you could almost had like a little knockoff C7R race car, but a glowing version. Could you imagine this, like this in that color? That would have been really cool. So nice looking graphics. Corvette, those are pad printed. That looks pad printed as well. Oh, those are printer style, it looks like. But at least you can actually see it says Corvette and know it's the Corvette flag. And the taillights don't look terrible. They're not the best, but they don't look terrible. The paint quality overall in these cars so far is actually pretty good. Not terrible. The pink, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the green and the pink and blue. I don't know. What do you think about this one? Let me know in the comments, especially when we get done opening them all. Definitely put your favorite one in the comments. It looks good with the white wheels, though. I like white wheels. So, all right, last up, the 16 Cadillac ATS VR. I like this one because to me, it looks like the real V-Series race car where it has like the Cadillac. I think it's like what? Blue, yellow, and red going down it, but it looks like they just replaced that same paint job with a neon speeder paint job, which is really cool. So it says Cadillac, it's got the 16, it's got a lot of neon stuff going on, but it's very similar to the actual real Cadillac graphic. So there you have a printer style graphic with the logo, but then you have a pad printed. Like, look how good that Cadillac is. Like, you can go super up close to it, and I mean, there's a little bit of like cutting in it, like there's like slits in the design, but overall it's very sharp. Then when we look at that grill logo, look how horrible that is. That's a perfect example of why pad printed tampos are superior. Look how clear that is, and then look how horrible that looks. It's amazing to me that they're using both on one car. Like, I would assume that it would just be cheaper to like stamp that same silver around this grill than put it in a different machine and put this whole grill tampo on it. I don't know. It just seems cost ineffective to me, but they did it. I'm sure it's for a reason. So it says AT5V. There's that like standard V color right there. I think there's some blue in it usually, but I don't know. And there it has like the faux riveting on the window, or like, I guess that's what that would be. It almost looks like braille, but it's definitely like riveting or like supporting of the windshield back there. But yeah, the interior looks pretty good on this one. That's one thing you can't, they use a lot of really dark tinted windows nowadays. And I'm like, why even detail the interior if you can't see it? But that one you can actually see some like, probably like a fire extinguisher. It looks like maybe like an ignition box or a fire extinguisher or something there in the passenger seat. But this is an excellent casting. I really like this casting. This is one I'm going to buy whenever it comes out. So that one, that's the V color I was thinking of. So that one right there is pad printed. So compare that one to that one. I mean, it's just, that looks like a melted crayon, and that looks less like a melted crayon. They're both pretty bad, but I would definitely take the one on the back, I think. I like that one better. But, oh man, is there chips out of this? Oh no, I just noticed that. Look at that. There's 2 huge chips out of the wing right there. No, and this is like one of my favorite ones too. That's a bummer. Yikes. Man, that sucks. Look at that. Huge chips. And I just opened this too. Man, that's wild. Ugh, that's no good. So basically one out of 8 had some paint issues, but what sucks is like, this is one of the ones I would looking forward to opening most, and there's 2 chips on the wing. So I might have to find a new one to replace that one, and this be like my play one. I don't know. I don't know how easy it is to find this exact model. So, well, I liked them all. Let's go ahead, let me line them up, and then we'll turn off the lights and do the black light and see how much they actually glow. Okay, I got the black light out, and as you can see, the Porsche and the 4 GT are just glowing like crazy. I'm gonna try to it's really hard to show it on camera, but the pink of the Porsche really glows. Like, I mean, it's so bad. Like, I doubt the camera can even pick it up. It's just so, it just glows so much. So the McLaren, let me see if I can pick them up and like show them a little better. So the McLaren, let's see here. That kind of shows it right there. So the stripes on the McLaren glow pretty well. That pink is really showing through. So let's see if I can show this one. Yeah, so this is, I mean, it's just so pink. It is, I mean, it's absolutely pitch black in here. And this is just glowing like crazy. I mean, it looks good. Same thing with this. This is so wild. Like there, it's like wigging out the camera a little bit. Like there you can even see like in the shadows. Man. Yeah, this one's super bright. Let's see if I can, I'm trying to see if I can adjust it a little bit. There, that one might look a little better. Yeah, look at that. Very, very bright. So let's look at the BMW. The BMW really doesn't glow. Some of them don't. Like the past, at least 1 or 2 I've done the black light with, didn't glow. And that one really doesn't glow that much. Maybe just the orange paint, a touch, but not a lot. So this one doesn't seem to be glowing at all. The Mercedes doesn't I'm not seeing it glow even in the slightest. Not even like the bright blue is glowing. Oh, so that's kind of weird. I don't know. Okay. So the green on this one doesn't glow either. So there's really not any glow to the Corvette. The Hellcat does glow. The stripes on this glow pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That Hellcat glows really nicely. Let me see if oh, I guess, does this pink? Oh, maybe when you shine it like super close to it, it might glow a little bit. But still not as much as the pink on the Porsche by any means. Let's see this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not getting a lot of glow from either the BMW or the C7. So let's look at this one. Definitely getting the glow on the orange, a little bit on the pink. There it is. Like you can see the orange glow right there a lot. Yeah, so the winner, probably the glow winner, is definitely the 4 GT. Then the Porsche, and then I'd probably say, I mean, the Hellcat is awesome. I would say the 4 GT, Porsche, the Cadillac because of the orange, and then the Hellcat because of the green. But man, they all look good. They all look good, even though the Mercedes is one of my favorite ones. It doesn't really glow that much, but just sitting here all together under the black light, they do look pretty good. All right, so now that you've seen them glow and you've seen them just normal here, let me know which one of these is your favorite. If you're collecting this line, if you like this line, I think it's kind of cool. Especially when they give us such good castings and good paint jobs, because whether you like the neon effect or not, this Cadillac looks sweet. This McLaren is so good looking. I mean, even if it doesn't glow, it doesn't matter because they all they look good. Hellcat too, the Mercedes, I think this looks great. So let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? I would definitely say, I think even if I count the glow effect added, I think the Cadillac is my favorite because I think it looks realistic, and then also it does have that really nice like day glow orange. But the McLaren is pretty cool too. So let me know what you think of these in the comments. I really appreciate you watching. I will link the other two glow series or neon speeders series down in the description. So if you want to watch it, you can do that the other two while I go cry myself asleep because my favorite car in the line has 2 chips on it. But I really appreciate you watching. This is Sam from 64 Wheels. Like and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.